Just because I don't talk much about used cars doesn't mean that I don't know a lot about them. What I want to talk about in this video is how to go about finding the best used car deal and what kind of used car to be going after between the ranges of $15,000 and $20,000, especially if you have bad or no credit. What is happening, guys? Ari here from Boston Automotive Consulting. And in the description below, you're gonna find various resources to help you not only land the very best deal on a brand new or used car, you'll be able to check out insurance rates, get your auto credit scores, as well as shop for an auto loan. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing because this whole channel is gonna teach you everything you're gonna need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Now, I've got a lot to cover in this video. Pay attention, maybe put me on slow motion. That way it'll slow it all down for you. Diving right in, you guys. So, what I want to stress is the rise of no haggle dealerships, and while a lot of the places like CarMax, Carvana, Vroom, they're no haggle, no negotiation dealerships. Even those dealerships will adjust their price depending on how long a car has been sitting on the lot. Now, as far as franchise dealerships such as AutoNation, Penske, etc., and a lot of the local chain dealerships, sort of big celebrity, or sorry, I should say local big celebrity style dealerships. We've got one. Actually, we've got a few in Boston that have like 30, 40, 50 dealerships. Those have also started to adopt the no negotiation policies. I can comfortably tell you there is very minimal negotiation taking place on used cars. So if you're facing a situation where a used car dealer is not negotiating on their used car, chances are they're a no haggle dealership, and this is becoming the trend. Now, I do want to encourage you that if you don't like to buy a car from a no haggle dealership and feel like you're getting taken advantage of and want to handle this with a private party, a lot of the information in this video will also apply. And I do need to tell you, shopping around for an auto loan for a private purchase is very much possible, and very much possible at a good rate. I've got a link in the description below that'll help you get a private party auto loan. However, I do want to tell you, definitely not a bad idea either. As far as buying a car from a dealership, here's what you need to know. What most of the cars that are on the market, you'll be able to find them on cargurus.com and cars.com, and some of the most important information is going to be on CarGurus and cars.com. The most important is what did the dealership originally list this car for, and how many days ago did they list this car for, and have they made any price adjustments? Chances are, if it's been sitting for quite some time, they've adjusted the price on the car. Don't expect them to drastically cut the price past this point, especially if the car is semi-desirable but has been sitting for, say, 30 days. If it's been sitting for 90 days and the price has been adjusted maybe once, at most twice, expect the price to get adjusted again. Use cargurus.com and cars.com to be finding the cars I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, as far as banks, and if you got bad credit or no credit, what the banks and the dealerships are going to be looking for in order to be able to serve you on these $15,000 to $20,000 cars is they want to see that you're putting 20% down. So if you got a $15,000 car, then they want to see that you're putting down $3,000. Same as, $20,000 car, they want you to put down $4K. They want to see that you got 3 months of pay stubs handy, as in you've had a job for 3 months and you didn't just get hired last week and you want to take out an auto loan the couple days after you got your paycheck. They want to see that you've had work for a few months. They want to see that your payment is no more than a weekly paycheck of yours, and they want to see that your maximum debt to income is no more than 40%. And by the way, just so you know, these are the sort of high interest rate auto loans. The lower and lower the interest rate gets, the stricter the approval criteria becomes. Lastly, they want to see that you've got at least a 580 credit score. If you got a less than a 580, you're going to be dealing with interest rates much higher than what I'm talking about in this video. And when I'm talking about 580 and 620, etc., keep in mind what I'm referring to right now is on the FICO auto score models. I've got a link in the description below where you'll be able to get your FICO auto scores from FICO directly, not Credit Karma, you guys. However, if you're going to be checking out Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, etc., I've got that free Credit Sesame app download in the link in the description below. That'll, at the very least, if you don't want to pay for your FICO auto scores, get your Sesame scores. Now, some of the interest rates you should be expecting on, say, a FICO auto score, and I'm going to be going through the different scores. Now, keep in mind, these are median interest rates. So a 720 credit score is yielding about a 4.1% interest rate, 690 about a 5.3%, a 660 a 7%, a 620 an 8.5%, a 590 a 15%, a 500 plus is 14%, and believe it or not, that 14.7% you're seeing on the screen, this is if they even approve you. So what I'm going to be doing for this hypothetical scenario of drawing up for you what sort of, I hate to say it, but the typical bad credit, no credit customer, what they're faced with, I'm going to be using a 620 credit score yielding an 8.5% interest rate. I'm going to be assuming a $30,000 yearly income, so about $2,500 a month roughly. I'm going to be assuming a $20,000 car because the income will definitely be able to support the vehicle's purchase price, pre-tax, pre-down payment, etc. 20% down, so $4,000, and a payment no more than 20% of our monthly, so $500 maximum, and that's including taxes. Now, what I would do is, given all the information that I just listed out as being sort of the average situation for a lot of you guys is I would open up cargurus.com or cars.com and I would be searching for the following set of criteria. Number one, no more than 3 years old. Number two, no more than 36,000 miles on the car's odometer. I would gravitate towards cars that sound reliable and sound like they're easier to sell. These are going to be obvious ones, you guys. Honda Accords, Toyota RAV4s, these are the type of cars that I'm going to be listing off, and these are the type of cars that I want to encourage you to be looking at. Do not look at 10-year-old BMWs. In fact, you won't even find a BMW on this list. So you can also search for these same types of cars on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, etc. However, expect to find the best ones at franchise dealerships like, Main Street Honda, Boston Honda, etc. Those are the ones that are getting the fresh lease returns. Dun, 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 dun. Less than 3 years old, less than 36,000 miles, sort of the criteria revolving around an auto lease. So my top 20 picks, if I were to search cars.com or cargurus.com for a car that's $20,000 or less, has 36,000 or less miles on it. Number one, I've got the Honda Accord. Number two, I've got the Nissan Altima. Number three, I've got the Toyota CHR. Number four, I've got the Honda CR-V. Number five, Toyota Camry. Number six, the Honda Civic. Number seven, the Toyota Corolla. Number eight, the Jeep Compass. Number nine, Subaru Crosstrek. Number 10, the Chevy Equinox. Number 11, the Ford Escape. Number 12, the Subaru Forester. Number 13, the Honda HR-V. Number 14, the Subaru Impreza. Number 15, the Volkswagen Jetta. Number 16, the Subaru Legacy. Number 17, the Kia Optima. Number 18, the Volkswagen Passat. Number 19, Toyota RAV4. Number 20, the Nissan Rogue. Number 21, the Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. Number 22, the Hyundai Sonata. Number 23, the Kia Sportage. Number 24, the Volkswagen Tiguan. The Hyundai Tucson. Again, use cargurus.com, cars.com to check out exactly how long this car has been sitting there. If it's been on the lot for a week, then don't expect any sort of hard negotiation or repricing to take place. If it's been there for 30 plus, 60 plus days, expect that this dealership, and it'll say it by the way, expect that this dealership has or plans to reduce the price of the car. This information you are privy to on cargurus.com and cars.com. It'll list whether or not this car has been repriced, and if it's a good if it's perceived to be a good or a bad deal, depending on, you know, the comparable vehicles on the market, where does that one fall? Use this as a gauge for whether or not that particular car that you're looking at is considered to be a quote unquote good deal by Car Guru's standards. If it's not, then expect the price to get adjusted. However, don't target this car if the dealership that's selling it does not negotiate, because how much are they realistically going to negotiate it down to? I do want to also emphasize the next following points that sometimes really kill people when they go in to finalize the paperwork. Number one is the interest rate, the auto loan interest rate. You got to make sure that when you're going in, that you're getting the lowest possible interest rate. A local credit union, your bank, shopping around for an auto loan is not easy. Hopefully, at the very least, you use the link in the description below to at least see what's out there. And if you do have a good rate from your bank, your credit union, or the link in the description below, at least bring it to the dealership. Give them an opportunity to try and beat it as well. This is super, super important. Do not expect a solid interest rate to be given to you unmolested. Didn't mean to make this get dirty all of a sudden, but you know what I mean. Next is gap insurance, you guys. A lot of these auto loans, they're going to be high interest, and chances are if it gets totaled, there's a lot of interest that you'll be liable for. You want to make sure that you're covered in the case of, God forbid, an accident, total loss, theft. You want to make sure that gap insurance is covering this difference for you. Next and lastly, you guys, warranty items. If you think for whatever reason you're going to hang on to this car for a long, long time, really drive it into the ground, and you want to get a little bit more coverage, don't buy the first warranty the dealer offers you. Maybe check out AAA, check out some third-party warranty companies online. And by the way, just so you know, all these items, you can negotiate them. Give them hell. Use the links in the description below to check out new and used car prices, check out insurance rates, get your auto credit scores, as well as shop for an auto loan. And if you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.